When I was 4 years old, I loved to go across the street to my Aunt Evy's house, stand on the porch and ring her doorbell. Ding dong. She would answer the door. Hi, Aunt Evy. And she'd look at me and say, Hello, Suzanne. Come on in. It must be Tapioca Pudding Day. And so we would go into her kitchen, push a chair against the stove, pull out the ingredients, milk, eggs, sugar, vanilla, and a little red and white box of tapioca. And tapioca is just kind of flaky, but when you put it in to the milk and it boils, well, it plumps up, and that's what makes tapioca pudding so good. So let's make some. Tapioca, tapioca, pour it in. Tapioca, tapioca, stir it around. Tapioca, tapioca, bubble and steam. Tapioca, tapioca, pudding. Then we would let the tapioca cool, and we would eat it up, and it was good. Now the next time I came over to Aunt Evy's house, ding dong, was a little bit different. Aunt Evy opened the door. I could see that her hair was all messed up and she was still in her robe. And she said, I don't feel so good today. Go home, sweetie, not today. Oh, Aunt Evy, please, everyone's so busy and there's no one to play with, and I promise I'll be really quiet if you let me go downstairs. And so she let me come in. And I went downstairs and I opened up the trunk. It had all of the dress-ups. I put on my favorite tutu and, of course, the sequin tiara, and I felt just like a beautiful princess. But I got thinking that a beautiful princess might do something nice for their Aunt Evy, who was very sick. And so I went upstairs into the kitchen and decided to make her a treat. I climbed upon the counter, opened up the cupboards. I found some peanut butter and jelly jam, and I found a long package of saltine crackers. And I took all of that over to the kitchen table, and the table was pushed against her great big window. And it was one of those great big, they call them a picture window. And I could look outside and down the street and across the street to my house. And I could also see that it was getting very dark outside, and the wind was starting to blow, and it was shaking the window. Ooh, well, that was scary to me. And so I took the crackers and the peanut butter and jelly jam, and I went over and I put them right on the very end of where the linoleum ended on the floor, right next to the carpet that started down the hall. And I knew that my Aunt Evy's room was just right there. And so I took out the crackers, put peanut butter, slathered on the jelly, and put down another cracker on top and squished it and made peanut butter and jelly jam crackers sandwiches. Put them on a plate, walked into her room and put them right under her nose. Oh, what's that? I made these for you, Aunt Evy. And Aunt Evy sat up, and when she did, she could hear the thunder and lightning, so she knew it was storming outside. Oh, sweetie, you better run home before you get all wet. So I left the crackers with her, and I ran home. Now, I didn't see Aunt Evy again until she came over to my house, because it was Bridge Club Day. And Bridge Club is when the ladies come and they bring food to share, and my mom would set out the tables, the card tables with chairs around them, and the ladies would all eat and talk and laugh and play cards, of course. And I would hide behind the door where my mom thought I was taking a nap, but I was listening to what the ladies were saying. Oh, I could hear such good things about all the neighbors that weren't there. And then I heard Aunt Evy start to tell about how sweet I was when I made a treat for her. But as I listened, wait, Aunt Evy, that's the wrong story. Instead of telling about the sweet, nice girl that I was, she was telling about the naughty girl who left peanut butter and jelly all over the floor, and when she came out, she stepped on it, and she went down hard, hit her behind, and she ended up with peanut butter and jelly jam elbows. And the ladies all started to laugh. But I wasn't laughing. I ran into my bedroom. I pulled the covers over my head. I just wanted to hide away. And I knew that I could never face my Aunt Evy again. She hated me. But then a few days later, my mom said she had some errands to run, and then I needed to scoot across the street for a couple of hours. No, Mom, I'm not going. Well, of course you are. You love your Aunt Evy. Now go. And so I stood on Aunt Evy's porch. I reluctantly rang the doorbell. Ding dong. And Aunt Evy opened up the door, and I didn't even want to look at her, but I heard a voice say, "Well, hello, Suzanne. Come on in. It's Tapioca Pudding Day." Really? And I saw that her eyes were smiling. Okay. And so we went into the kitchen, pushed the chair over, took out all the ingredients, and made some more tapioca pudding. Tapioca, tapioca, pour it in. Tapioca, tapioca, stir it around. Tapioca, tapioca, bubble and steam. Tapioca, tapioca, pudding. And while the pudding was cooling, we sat down at the kitchen table, and she told me funny stories about her daughters when they were younger and some of the trouble that they got into. And I looked at her, and I saw the love in her eyes. She wasn't mad at me at all, and I didn't know it. But she just gave me my very first lesson on forgiveness. And even today, forgiveness has the smell of vanilla, the feel of my Aunt Evy's love embracing me, and it tastes good. Thank you.